I'm so excited to be back hosting with you guys. As you know, last episode we gave you some traditional style stepping. But now, as we are coming down to the final four of the competition, it's only getting harder. Let's find out what happens on this episode of the Virtual Step Off.
Are you ready for the Virtual Step Off?
In the sea, and before you try to get your hooks on me, it's not the time to try to tie me down. You're free to be with me, but not exclusively. Till you find you set your sights, please reserve the right.
Now, before we start the competition, we would like to take this time to pay tribute to someone whom we lost. One of the greatest steppers to have ever lived or walked this earth, Christopher Brient.
When it comes to the art form of stepping, Christopher Brient was a powerhouse. There are few people that love stepping as much as he did. He leaves a lasting impression with his precision, strength, creativity, and of course his infectious smile. You know, I'd like to believe that if he were watching this competition, he would be hovering over his laptop saying, "Go in." So to the final contestants and everyone a part of this production, make him proud by doing just that. Go in.
It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Christopher R. Brient was one of the greatest performers and most dynamic steppers I've ever seen. From his energy to his precision to that full-out choreography, he literally could keep audiences of thousands engaged in just the palm of his hand. Chris, it was an honor each and every time I was able to share the stage with you. And I'm just thankful that you shared your greatest talents with the world. We honor you today, and we will always remember you. Your legacy will live on, and we thank you for setting the bar for stepping so high.
I hope it's worth all the pain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Chris was one of my very best friends. He was a visionary in every sense of the word, a profound artist, a stellar human, and one of the greatest steppers I have ever seen.
After the rain, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memory to be my sunshine after the rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Rest in peace, brother Chris Brient. We also have a very special performance from a very dynamic company. I should introduce you, but I'm going to allow him to introduce you and tell you a little bit more about what they're going to bring tonight.
Good evening. My name is C. Brian Williams, and I'm the founder and executive director of Step Africa. I created Step Africa over 25 years ago to preserve and promote the art form of stepping. And since then, Step Africa has grown to become one of the largest African-American dance companies in the world today. Step Africa has literally stepped everywhere, performing in over 60 countries around the world. And we even performed for President Barack Obama in the White House for his 2016 Black History Month reception. Tonight, we dedicate our performance to Mr. Christopher Brient, an incredible artist who performed with Step Africa for over 8 years. Christopher Brient was an incredible performer who truly loved the art form of stepping. And he performed with Step Africa on stages all around the world. He was also a master teaching artist, leading Step Africa's summer program, Summer Steps with Step Africa, for many years, and teaching thousands and thousands the art form of stepping. In his honor, Step Africa will donate $1,000 to the virtual step-off competition so that we can have both a first and second prize. Step Africa believes strongly in all artists who practice the tradition of stepping, and we want to help in your future development. I hope that you enjoy our performance tonight, and good luck to all of the competitors. Thanks for watching, and for now, please enjoy Step Africa.
Now let's get down to the competition. This week, the contestants received a routine that each had to perform verbatim while still being creative. Now, it sounds easier than what it looks. Here's what they have to learn.
One, two.
Let's get it started with the B-Town connection. BTC, you're up first.
VTC, step.
Judges, how do you think they did?
Hi, BTC. I just want to let you know, first and foremost, how proud I am of you for taking on this challenge. The rhythms are so difficult and the speed is quite challenging. So when we got to the part where it goes double time and the syncopation gets really intense, the clarity was lost. Also, I would really recommend finding more strength in your arms. Your feet are sounding really nice, but your arms get a little loosey-goosey. So I think you did an incredible job, but I want to see even more clarity from your head to your toes to your head. And I really love seeing your personality. So the more you bring that to the table, it will just be amazing. Great job, guys.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey guys, so I am so excited that you guys took on this challenge. I really enjoyed watching it. You know, I root for you guys every single week. Now, what I could tell was because this wasn't something you guys were used to doing, you let it get here, and suddenly we started to lose a lot of the precision that you guys usually have. I know you guys were doing movements that you probably haven't done before, and here's my suggestion to you and to all of the people in the competition. Take some dance classes so that you can get used to using your core so that you don't lose your balance a lot, because in this particular choreography you had to get on one foot and your foot had to go out, and there's still going to be some precision that can go into where that foot goes when it goes out and hitting that same place, or even being able to find that smooth kind of jazz rhythm in it, but still being able to keep your balance. But great job, guys. I love watching you guys do this choreography.
Yeah. Yes, good job, guys. I know that, that this was a challenge, just because this is not your style. So I do want to talk a little bit about the performance, though. I see Chloe and Shannon mention a little bit. In performing, as artists, you always have to perform as if. No one knows if it's right or wrong. So you have to perform as if you were like you've been doing this for 20 years. So it's very important that you keep that face into the performance and that you keep your body confidence, because it shows what's inside comes out. So you want to keep the confidence within to say, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna just fight through it, and then it reads better. But other than that, really good job. You guys executed well.
Yo, you guys did amazing. Wow. The thing I love about stepping and body percussion is it's where movement and music come together, right? And that's why it's so cool. And I think you guys took on this challenge. I know it was a lot happening, but you created some sections that were your own. right? We constantly see you evolve in your formations and the synergy between you guys. So I really enjoyed that last little bit when y'all kind of like was just rocking out, and then y'all looked at each other like, "Whoo, we made it!" You know what I mean? That's what it's about, you know. So good job, good job. I don't have critiques because it was challenging, but you guys did a great job, man. Hats off to you all.
And I loved your picture at the end.
Yes.
Let's see how Royal Diamond took the critique from the judges and executed this challenge. Let's see what the judges had to say about Royal Diamond's performance.
Hi, Royal Diamonds. I am so excited and energized by your performance. Now, the choreography was quite difficult, and there are a lot of areas where the clarity of the rhythms and the actual steps were remixed. However, I love how raw you are, how confident you are. You own that like it was yours, and you remixed it very confidently. So I really appreciate that because it was difficult, and that's the choice you have to make when you face a challenge. However, I would love to see you finish with that same strength. Even if just complete the phrase, take us home in a way that doesn't leave us like, what happened? You were so in the groove and you were grooving, and then all of a sudden it cut off. So it's one of the greatest things you can do is start strong and finish strong. So beautiful work. Way to take on the challenge. I love your studio, and keep going for it because you guys are very, very gifted.
Yeah. All right, hey guys, let's talk about precision. So this was different for you guys, right? Usually everything that comes from you guys is very, very clear, very, very precise. But now that you're doing a little bit more body percussion and less stepping, you still have to figure out how can we be moving together at the same time and making sure that our music is clear. So when you guys got to your body rolls and any of your swiping on your thighs, that's when those fingers start opening wide. That's when people start hitting themselves in different places in your body. And that's why you're not going to get the same sound. So even though it's a more relaxed kind of dance form, you have to pay that much more attention to what your body is doing. Same thing when you're gonna be kicking your legs out. I'd also like to add that some of the formations that you chose, because you were doing a more relaxed style of stepping, didn't quite give us the same kind of pictures as usual, because we had one person in the back who was kind of giving us a sideways stance, and then we had the two in the front, and one was kind of turned this way or that way. And if you're gonna be relaxed, then just be relaxed. Give us a semicircle and just dance for us. But if you're going to decide to make a formation, make sure it's tight. And then per usual, make sure that this is going with what you're doing.
Well, you guys, it seemed a little unfinished for me, so I saw that something didn't go right at the end. The performance aspect, you guys performed really well. This actually was the first week that I saw the young lady not be able to keep up with the boys, and that was quite scary. And I want to say to you the same as I told the team from VTC, is that when you are performing, you want to make sure that you're just as confident as when you are doing your style. And sometimes when you're doing other styles, you have to take that same mentality of something that you know really well and place it in that form. Like, I don't know how to tap, but I do know rhythm. So if I go to Chloe and I say, hey, I'm learning tap, I have to act as if this was my style until I can build the confidence body-wise on the outer appearance. So it's just really building that confidence within and not giving up. But other than that, really good job. I saw that you guys were trying to make it your own.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I enjoyed the interpretation. I like what you guys did by subdividing the choreography a little bit. especially with the blades, adding some more dimensions to the work. And you were like, listen, I don't know what this man just did, but I'm gonna give you all these notes and y'all gonna take it. I appreciate it. Just make sure, like I've heard week to week for you all, finish the step, finish it, because I was always taught the way you start and the way you finish is what people remember. You know, the in between they may remember, but they're gonna remember that ending. So make sure that your ending is strong. Keep working, keep up the good work, yo.
Jita has been consistent every time. Let's see how he handles this challenge.
If we kick the same step, we played the same song, they're gonna show you how to step. I'll show you how to perform. Get up. Come on. Ha. Get up. Magic. Come on.
Will the judges agree or disagree with Jita's consistency?
Hi, Jita. Thank you so much for that incredible performance. I love how you opened with, just some words to draw us in, to let us know your swag, your flavor, your confidence. And then you shifted. It was like a nice little shift to just set the tone and the scene. You are so clean. You are so musical. You are so strong. You're an incredible performer. It was fully satisfying for me. In the moment where you hit that groove, I was like, you're from the DMV, so I know you know go-go, so I get it. I get it. So anyhow, I loved it. Just keep on killing the game.
I totally agree. So I don't have any critiques for you, actually, but I'm going to use your performance as a teaching moment for our other artists. I want you guys to watch how he is in control of his body. I want you to watch how he moves from stepping to body percussion, and he still is in control of his body, especially those moments where you have to use your core and stick your leg out, and how it was the same place every single time he stuck it out. Also, how he played the music, how he took us down, he took us up, he took us through it, and how the entire time he was performing for us. What I will say, Jita, is thank you for the extra body roll.
Right.
I know, I rolled with
you, right? Yeah, it was a great performance. Great job.
Yeah, Jita, I don't really have any critiques either. I think that you have been very consistent through this performance, just always giving us something. It seems like you always have something in your bag to be like, now I'm gonna throw this on, I'm gonna throw this on, and now I'm gonna throw, and you're like building some big cake with a cherry on the top. Thank you for performing. A lot of people don't perform well for a camera and if there's no audience. So thank you for projecting the energy through the camera so that I could feel what you were feeling.
Yo, listen, I have watched you over the years and you continue to amaze me. Your movements were intentional. There was a level of connectivity that went phrase to phrase. And there was a level of authenticity that we don't see. I think that's something that makes performers special, is when they are just truly themselves and project from that inner light, and we see that. Now, because it was my choreography, there was something that I gotta talk about. There's only one thing, and it's small, but I'm knowing you and knowing that you're a practitioner of art and how meticulous you like to be. Your phrasing after the triplets with the blades, you had a small hiccup coming back into the one. Other than that, the jump was precise. It was dope. I loved it. I appreciate you, man. Good job.
Buddy has a unique style, but will a new style trip him up?
I like this one. It's real smooth. Here we go. Here we go. Woo!
Judges, was that enough to keep Buddy in this competition? Let's see what you have to say.
Hi, Buddy. Thank you for that amazing work. The choreography, as we keep stating, is incredibly difficult, and I think you did a wonderful job learning the work, right? I would say, though, what I wanted to see was for you to go off. Like, I felt like it was very safe, like almost a little more sterile, kind of like how the space that you're in is very clean and very nice. But I think that there's something that when I saw the work originally lends itself to just going off, letting loose, being dynamic, being honestly yourself, because I see that that's in you, and I just want you to share that with us. And on the part where we get into the triplets and the speed, there could just be, it was just like the last 10-second part. For me, I just wanted more clarity and strength. And I think that's just something in general of this piece and this sound. It deserves the strength from head to toe to just really reach for it, go hard, maybe, and mess up. Don't be afraid to mess up. Like, messing up with fervor is more exciting than doing it perfectly and being tentative and questioning yourself. So you've got amazing talent. Thank you so much for sharing it.
All right, let's talk precision. So obviously we know that you can be precise. We've seen you do it. I think, but because you had to go in and out of stepping and back into body percussion, you were having a hard time figuring out exactly when you should be totally precise and when you should kind of have that laid back kind of jazz feeling. And so that carried through the camera. So there were some moments where it's like you're hitting those blades, hit them, you know what I mean? And then there were other moments where it's like, oh, you can relax a little bit more on that so I can feel it. Like, there were some moments where you did some things with your face and I was like, yes, I wish you would carry that through into some of your movement. Other than that, great job on picking up the choreography. I saw that there was like one little moment where you kind of got out of time, but you recovered. Totally great. But yeah, just figure out what moments you should be more precise than not, and figure out what other moments are there for the group.
Yeah. So on the performance side, I always think that you are a really great performer and you have that real chill, cool, old school daddy kind of feel. So it's like, you know, you just always you have a groove, an internal groove that I like. Just as artists, this is tough for all of us, I would say, this is for everyone in the competition, work on the balance of how to go in, if I'm gonna be cool, aggressive, like, and how to make that connect. So it doesn't seem like this is on and then you have this moment of off. Now it's aggressive and then you have this moment of off and now I go back, and really just switching on. Because as dancers, we are actors. So we have to know how to be like, like, you know, we have to know how to put on and off. Other than that, great job.
Yo, man, listen, as far as musicality, you're there, like 90% there. It is a hard combination, and it does move through stepping to body percussion. I like how you set the metronome in the beginning and you stayed within those BPMs all the way to the end, which was great, regardless of the transitions or the musical interpretations. So I think that was great. One thing that I would like to see more of is you have this great aesthetic and lengthening the space in your upper body. You feel this space in your upper body, but then your lower half stays really safe and really tight. And there were a couple of times where the choreography needed to extend through the bottom of the foot or through the leg, and we didn't get that, but we got it through the blade. So we just need to find that even balance in between. But other than that, man, great job as always. You know, very talented, brother.
Khalid has been impressing us every episode. Khalid, you're up next.
Yo, these cats are coming for blood. I'm gonna have to change things up. I don't know. Let me see. What is this beauty mode? Okay. Yeah.
Judges, how did you feel about Khalid's performance?
Khalid or Khalid? Khalid? Khalid?
Khalid.
Khalid.
Okay.
And that's tough
Khalid.
because it's the middle of Vegas and he's fasting from Ramadan, and to have that much energy, right? Like, whew.
Go ahead.
Khalid, thank you so much for sharing that incredible performance. I love the innovation of how you filmed it. It was so simple, but so incredibly effective. And those are the kinds of things that draw us in immediately and want to know more. You looked amazing. You sounded amazing. You're an incredible performer. I felt like you were giving us a Vegas show, honestly. It was, for me, less raw than some of the others, but I think that what's so important is that we always reflect who we are. And I felt like you showed us how you shine. And I think it was absolutely wonderful.
Agreed. I felt like you were in the room with me. So thank you so much for that. Things I want to point out. The ability to move through that stepping and that body percussion was great. We saw your blades tight when they needed to be tight. We saw you groove when you needed to be groove, when you needed to groove. And also note to a lot of our contestants to notice how crisp the claps are, even when he's making the sound just on his body. It sounds just as crisp and clear as when he's clapping here. So great job. Really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
On the performance, oh, Jesus. I'm gonna have to edit that out. So on the performance aspect, I mean, I was trying to find something, but no, I really couldn't. It was really, really great, man. I feel like if that was a commercial, that's the show I would want to go see. That's the first thing I thought. I said, wow, like this would be a commercial that would draw me in to be like, wow, that seems like they're gonna give me something. Just great performance. I felt your energy.
Jamal, I just want to acknowledge your amazing outfit today. You're so stylish, brother. I want to be like you one day. You know what I'm saying? But collard greens, man. Dude, the dynamics were there, the musicality was there, the phrasing was there, the commitment was there. And I think that's something that sets people apart, is their commitment to their craft, right? You were like, yo, we on quarantine, I'm gonna go to Las Vegas Boulevard. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go the extra, I'm gonna put on a costume. I'm not gonna just put on my regular clothes. Let me do something. Let me be seen.
Yes.
We saw you, we heard you, we felt you. Like, bruh, love it, man. Yeah, that remix at the end was special. That remix was special. It wasn't the choreography, but the notes was there, so I can't be mad at it. Yeah.
Sensei continues to be the fan favorite. Sensei, you're up next.
I'm Step Sensei. My BPM is at a 112. Check me out.
For the last critique of the night, judges, what did you think about Sensei?
Hi, Step Sensei. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn this really challenging choreography. And we see that you even sped it up a bit, which is impressive. However, we got to make sure that when we're doing our stomps and we step, that it was interesting because some of the simple things fell out of time. So we really want to just watch that and make sure we're totally in the pocket. The other thing I'd like to see is for you to challenge yourself in terms of like dancing from your soul outwards versus thinking of the steps and trying to execute something so precisely. I know, you know, with all that you've accomplished, your level of being able to perform, and I think that we just can't ever lose that when we're doing anything of anybody else's work. And the other thing I would recommend, this is when you're filming yourself, find the light. Find the light. You know, I'm looking at your backyard and you're standing right in a tree shadow. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but we want to see your beautiful skin tone. We want to see you living in your greatest essence. So make sure you set yourself up to shine in your greatest light, because you're incredibly gifted. And I thank you so much for sharing.
We did not rehearse this, but I was going to talk about your light too. But mostly because I can't see you, and you were in such shadow that I also couldn't see your movement, because you have on maybe a darker color. I know you have some red and you have some black going on. So literally one of my notes was going to be, I can't really say much about how precise you were because I don't remember seeing your arms. And then it hit me, it's the light. So I could see you when you were close into yourself because you were really feeling that groove. But anytime you had to go out and hit your blades, etc., I kind of missed them. They just kind of left for me. So, you know, I'm going to assume that you were probably hitting them like you should, because, you know, you can be a kind of precise person. But that's what I was going to say. I can't really see you in that light, so I can't see you executing. You might be giving me everything, but I really couldn't see it until you were like only inside yourself, right in here, right in that, like you had a little bit of sunlight that was peeking through the trees. But other than that, you found the groove. Great job at doing the choreography.
He's a ninja. He's supposed to be in dunk.
Supposed to be stealth.
I would say on the performance side, you're really good when there is a theme and a prop. So as a performer, I think that you are very precise. I want to see a different type of performance come out of you. I want to see more energy, for sure. So in every round, like in your first round, you were the sensei. In the next round, you had, you know, the prop. You had, you know, it was like the broom, Papa was a Rolling Stone. So you become the characters of whatever you set the theme as. But when there's no theme, I want to be able to see you perform as if there was a character. And that's about it. But other than that, great job.
Dude, you have innovative qualities about you. I think you overanalyze. And I think that you are willing and ready to take the risk, right? But somebody has to push you. So here's your push. I need you to go harder into releasing whatever you're holding inside of you, right? Because you can do it. I know this. But what happened was, as soon as you started to overanalyze and you started processing, you got out of time. And then you would realize that you were out of time, and then you would jump back in time. So you're conscious and you're aware of this, and you are creative and you are talented, but you have to have that consistent heartbeat, right? Just like if you were rapping or something like that, if you go out of time, you got to come back in solid. And that was just the disconnect. But yo, I believe in you, man. You keep pushing, keep pushing. I'm ninja with you, yo. Yeah. And thank you for taking a note. I didn't know you was going to take the choreography too, but you know, there it is.
3 teams are going home, but first, let's see who was saved from the last episode.
Please reserve the right to throw it back.
Khalid and Chaotic are safe. Unfortunately, we did not receive a submission from Chaotic, which eliminates them from this competition, making the team with the second most votes safe, who so happens to be Royal Diamonds. Looks like you barely made it into the Final Four. Better bring that heat next week if you want to walk away with any type of prize money.
Now let's see who the last 2 teams are in the Final Four.
You set your sights, please reserve the right to throw it back, throw it back, throw it back.
This has definitely been a journey, but it's not over yet. Tune in next Tuesday to see who the last contestant is standing.
precise. Please reserve the right to throw it back, throw it back, throw it back, throw it back. Even standing up, all these baddies showing love, and we've been smoking loud. Got everybody in the clubs.